Welcome back. Let's now learn about the agriculture circular economy.
Making daily goods from fiber-based and environmentally friendly materials to build a real agricultural circular economy. That is the final goal of this entrepreneur.
Our
understanding of environmental protection is to go back to nature itself. We choose paddy rice husks from northeast China. Our raw materials are obtained from organic farms. The cross-section fiber density of our products is high. In our demonstration, we usually light the product on fire and people can recognize the smell of burning plant. Evolving from generation 1 to 7, our rice husk-made tableware has a rice husk content of higher than 90%. The used tableware can be buried underground and naturally degrades. In this way, the white pollution is completely eliminated and resources are fully protected.
The technology of making rice husks into tableware, etc., is now very mature. The products meet national food hygienic standards and international requirements. They have passed the FDA standard in the US, the SGS test, and reached the test standard of the European Union.
By the end of 2014, we established a sales pilot here. Now the overall sales are quite good. Our shop assistant noticed that our customers are mostly young mothers. The reason is that they care more about children's health. Once customers know more about the product, sales happens naturally.
After the shopkeeper's introduction, we found many repeat customers here because they believe the product is safer and more cost-efficient.
Our core competitiveness is the technology. Since its founding, our company has obtained more than 20 patents and is well recognized domestically and internationally. We're getting more and more widely accepted in the market as well.
Besides offline selling, Wenchao Ruan is also leading the team to transform from traditional channels to e-commerce channels.
We cannot only focus on developing the technology, rather, we need to follow the trend of internet. Our economy is transforming from traditional offline stores to online channels. Firstly, we've shifted the major sales channel to e-commerce since 2013. After the shift, the sales volume exceeded 8,000 on one day, and the total amount was in hundreds of thousands. This cannot be achieved in physical stores. Secondly, as we have a special product line for children, we cooperated with local self-media in DaLian. Last month, we did a small Groupon promotion on the self-media and sold 1,000 to 2,000 sets that day. Thirdly, after getting onto Alibaba's platform, we cooperated with famous overseas brands and the OEM for some of them, which has now become one of our major sources of income.
Customers are more and more interested in environmentally friendly products. In the future, OGT would enlarge their R&D direction from plant fiber to the whole biotech field. Simultaneously, they will create a new marketing model by using electronic business platforms and self-media platforms, holding up both online sales and offline events marketing strategy, converting environmental techniques into enterprises' source of income.
Professor Jia, can you talk about the challenges Liu Zhitai faces when trying to use rice husks to actually make these utensils for people to eat?
Right.
That's really challenging, right?
Right. It's actually not that new of a business idea, actually. There's other companies who try to do the same thing. So basically the process involves 3 steps. One is you have to be able to collect a large quantity of rice husks from farmers who are scattered around. And how do you do it in a cost-effective way? I think that's one challenge. And when you have all these rice husks, and then you basically use them as input into production. And you have to make sure your technology is working and your end product, especially tablewares, utensils, right? They need to be environmentally friendly. That's very important and also very challenging. And this brings to the third concern. When you sell these utensils into the public sector, to the end consumers, the moms, the restaurants, people have doubts. They have concerns, especially when they learn that your product is actually made of waste, rice husk. Where are they willing to use it? So how do you convince customers to use these environmentally green, right, utensils? I think that's actually quite challenging.
Speaking of trying to convince consumers to use the products, I want to ask you about how do they actually better market as products, because right now the primary consumers are young moms, but you need more than young moms. How do you tap into other consumer bases?
That's true. That's a great question, Tracy. I think it is difficult. So first of all, this company needs to establish its own brand name. So having brand is a really good way to attract consumption and also establish that kind of reputation in the heart of consumers. In addition to the young moms, I think several other occasions I can think of. For example, restaurants, airlines, maybe takeout business. So occasions where there's a higher probability of using disposable utensils or these lunch boxes. I think these are a potential target for Luzhitai, this company as well, especially because these are business. These are not individual customers. So it may be easier to sell to this type of consumers.
That's definitely the case. So we're seeing the company leaders actually transforming their current business model into e-commerce. But can you talk about the incorporation of internet into selling the products?
Well, I think it's a natural choice. Even if you start as an offline business, but at some point, given the penetration rate of e-commerce nowadays, you just cannot ignore the online potential. You save so much on marketing costs if you put your product online. You access potentially everybody in China, right? So you're basically breaking out of this physical boundary by putting your product online. It's actually easier to build reputation and brand name online as well. And so I think it's a natural choice and a good idea.
And it's much easier to reach your core customer group.
That's right. Yeah.
We're taking another short break. We will take a look at green initiatives that relate to our dinner table after the break.